Hi, everybody. Thank you for tuning into the EYC Project. I'm your host, Emily, and today I have a special guest, a very good friend of mine, Marco Polo.
Thanks for having me.
As you all know, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and today we have a very special episode talking about men's mental health awareness, which I think is a great topic that does not get discussed a lot. So, we're going to bring it back to a few months ago when I caught a live that Marco had posted on Facebook. And I've known Marco since we were kids, so I've always known him to be, very energetic, very positive. He's always been an entrepreneur, a hustler. He grew business after business. So to see him in that state of mind kind of threw me back a little bit. So I had to reach out to him, let him know that I was here to support him. And I asked him to come on the podcast so we can discuss the importance of men's mental health. So, talk about yourself, your businesses, what services you offer, and how people can reach you.
My name is Marco Polo of Cars Inc. out in Brockton, Mass. I started my first company in 2014, which was a transportation company. I was known as for party buses. I had the party bus services in Boston, Mass. Marco Polo Transportation and Party Buses. Um, I ran the company for about 2 years until I started selling cars in roughly about 2016. Um, 2016, I started selling cars, and I started then eventually started my first dealership in 2017 in Worcester, Mass. Shortly after, um, I opened my second dealership in 2017 in Boston, Mass, and I've been selling cars ever since up until now. I'm also the rental car guy. I rent a car plug,
The
so
rental plug.
so I've been renting cars since 2017 as well. So anything car related, reach out to me. I definitely am a valuable resource. I'm located at 701 Martello Street in Brockton, Mass. Um, you can call our main line, which is 508-818-7675, and you can reach out to any one of our agents or our service writers at on the line, and we could definitely help you out.
Do you have any social media?
Yeah, you can reach me on Snapchat, also on Instagram. I'm at Marco Polo Boston.
Marco Polo Boston, y'all. I'm going to tag him in the comments so y'all can have his IG and his Snap. So let's take it back to the day of your live. What was it about that particular day that made you want to go live and let the world know about the things that you were going through?
Well, that live really came about from a state of awareness. Um, I just wanted to put out there. I just really wanted to put out there what I was going through at the time, and what I'm still sort of currently going through is that I was in a space where I damn near lost everything that was valuable to me. You know what I mean? Important to me. Um, Career wise, I've been in the industry since I've been in the industry since 2016. So you know I've been an entrepreneur since 2014, and
It's a long
so
time.
that was my 10-year mark, and I was at a point that I damn near lost everything. Um, Prior to the live, I had a location in Brockton. Well, that's my most current location is Brockton, but I had a location in Boston. I had a location in Worcester, and you know, I was hanging on by a thread. It was I was a woman who raised me. Um, she's on her deathbed, and you know, I was
Going through it.
Going, I was coming out of a bad relationship, fucked up relationship, and so you know, key aspects of my life that I hold valuable, dear to my heart, was like just in shambles. You know what I mean? So I was in a bad fucking place. I was I was in a very very bad place. So
So prior to
um,
your live, had you dealt with mental health issues in the past, or was that all new to you?
I've been dealing with mental health for the longest. You know what I mean? And but I just never really addressed my mental health. You know, my form of addressing the mental health, to be quite honest, was like I drown it in a bottle. You know what I mean? That's basically what I
That's
was doing.
typically people's go-to.
Yeah, that I was just drowning in a bottle, and you know what? And but it was only so far that was taking me to, because eventually that bottle broke me. You know what I mean? So like, and if I didn't snap out of it, if I didn't snap out of it, where a lot of people don't snap out of it, who knows where I would be today? To be quite honest, I
Side note, Mark is celebrating 4 months of sobriety.
4 months
4
sober.
months. So congratulations on that. That's
Thank you. I
pretty
appreciate
dope.
it. I
That's dope.
appreciate it. So yeah, you know, due to my sobriety, I've had so much clarity in life. You know what I mean? And which you know, it's mind-boggling. You know what I mean? It's just how much things that you do see, even because I'm not gonna get too deep into it because
We'll be here all
yeah,
night.
it's gonna take me to a space I don't want to be in. We'll definitely be here all night. But yeah,
All right. So, do you think that men are afraid to open up due to judgment from other men or from women?
um, both. Um, we're judged from all. I mean, you're gonna get judged regardless, and that's one thing that you're gonna do. It's gonna happen in your life if I have, this is saying that if you're not doing anything, if people are not talking about you, you ain't doing shit anyways. You know what I'm
Period.
saying? So it's like, you'd rather have these people talking about you, whether it's good or bad. You know what I mean? But you're definitely going to be judged by both, and you know, and and it hurts coming from both sides. It doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman. I mean, and all dependent how close the man or woman is to you, whether it's your wife, your girlfriend at the time, or your best friend, or you know what I mean. You know what I mean. The sting may come, and I mean it may hit a little bit harder. You know what I mean, but being judged, period, and being embarrassed is the biggest aspect of mental illness, and especially what you're going through. It's like you don't really want anyone to know that you're going through that, especially, you know, I'm only speaking from my perspective, being a problem solver like myself. That's who I've been my whole life. You know what I mean? Or I could say from my whole life. I've been the problem solver. This is an issue. You know what I mean? Marco got it. You know what I mean? Financially, you know, mentally, physically. Marco got it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like Marco got it. It's been a saying. Like I've literally heard individuals say that. Like Marco got it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And but like then when you fall to a space when you don't got it, it's like damn, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
I can definitely relate to that. And even though, you're a man, I'm a woman, I feel like we're in the same boat. Like people rely on me so much. It's like, damn, when can I get a second to just breathe,
Yeah,
without somebody needing something from me?
yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So
Fact,
definitely can relate to that.
fact.
Now, do you think that the generation that's coming up, do you think that race, culture, all of that plays a part of who we are growing up and the things that we're taught?
Yes, plays a major influential part on who we are as men. Um, because that's the thing in most cultures. It's just it's a man thing and it's a woman thing. You know what I mean? Women's supposed to do this, men's supposed to do this. Men's supposed to carry
Mm-hmm.
themselves away, and women's supposed to do this. And if you do anything, most times it's like if you, anything seems any anything remotely close to a woman, then it's like you're attacked
Mm-hmm.
and shut down. And so that's where most men, like I know for myself, will just eat it up and let's tell you, man up. Like, man that shit up, forget about
Mm-hmm.
it. You know what I mean? To the point that some shit like that really eat brothers alive. And you see a lot of brothers don't even get out of that shit. A lot of brothers not here today because of it. You know what I mean? And that's the type of cycle that we need to break.
Absolutely.
Facts. You know
So,
what I mean?
what are some of the things that you do, like when you're having a bad day, to just release the negative energy and try to fix your mood and things?
I meditate a lot. I find that quiet space and I breathe. That is my go to. You know what I mean? I try to step away and just breathe. You know what I mean? I'm a hyper ass dude, so if I don't calm myself down and get the fuck away, then I might react wrong. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? And especially being in the customer service industry, you know, I can't allow that to take over and allow one of my clients or customers become my punching bag. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
you
Or
definitely
definitely,
cannot move off emotion.
it definitely a blow up in my face. Uh,
Absolutely.
Another thing I do is I work out. You know, I release that energy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I find a little space. I got a little office space I got a little station in my office. You know what I mean? I'll get it
Get
in
to
real
it
quick. You know
for
what I mean?
real.
I'll get it in the morning if I can't make it to the gym. You know what I mean? I leave no excuse not to get that workout in because I notice the difference in my body and my attitude when I don't go to the
Absolutely.
gym. So that's very important as well. And then, you know, I work. You know, I work a lot. I'm a workaholic. I
Can relate
eat,
to that
breathe, and
as
sleep
well.
this work shit. Like I work. What I mean. So
Mm-hmm.
where most individuals leave from a 9 to 5, this is a 24/7 for me. I work, and it's not. Sometimes it's not a good thing at all. It's definitely not a good thing at all. But
It's definitely important to take
definitely
time for yourself.
do definitely need to
Absolutely.
allocate that time for yourself so that you don't break and burn yourself out. That's also another
Absolutely.
um, important aspect of working. But this is what I chose to do. I chose to be an entrepreneur. So um,
You gotta put in that
yeah,
work.
it's a 24-hour gig. So it's I don't get sick time. I don't get to call out. I don't get a replacement. I do
Mm-hmm.
this
Day in, day
day
out.
in day out.
So the day of your live, when I sent you that message, how did you feel knowing that somebody heard you, that you inspired somebody, or that somebody understood the things that you were going through? What went through your mind when you saw the message?
That was a message that I really needed at the time because I've never really put my shit on the table like that on social media, and a lot of the feedback that I was getting back that I got back was it was negative. You know what I mean? Where individuals, basically saying, like, hey, yo, bro, you coming off soft, bro, like you coming off weak. You know what I mean? That was one of the main joints that kind of hit me. It's like, yo, you coming off weak, bro. You can't be putting your shit out there, yo. Like we know who you is, blah 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 blah. But it's like, but that was the point of this of that live. That was the point of that is to show individuals that I'm human. You know what I mean? Like I still go through these motions too. You know what I mean? It
Absolutely.
doesn't matter what I accomplished. That make I'm not built up and indestructible. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like I could bend, I could break, I could, you know what I mean? And that's what was
Word.
definitely going on. My world just shattered all around me. You know what I mean? All major aspects of my life shattered around me, and and you know, I'm still trying to like truck through it. But like, yeah.
So you are dropping a podcast. Let's talk about Man Thoughts. Talk to them about what the project is, what you hope to accomplish, and where they can find it.
So, man, thoughts came about from that live. I've always been trying to find a way to give back, and you know, the podcast is the avenue that I found that fits my skill set. I guess um, I never really put mental health in the forefront of my life until recently, until this happened to me in the end of 2024, where you know, where I really was in the space that I felt like I was alone, and know I didn't know where to reach out to, and you know, I handled a lot of things the wrong way because of my mind state and what I was going through, and you know, also, I had a lot of the wrong people around me, so I just clammed up and just was in the wrong, and I just clammed up. I was in a bubble, and it was me coming out about my issues is what enlightened me that a lot of individuals was going through the same things that I was going through, and I was just listening to a lot of individuals' stories and what they were going through was like me listening to a tape recording of myself, and it was like, oh shit, you know what I mean? And these are a lot of the stories and a lot of the problems that us men go through that sits in the back of our minds. That a lot of I was fortunate I was able to talk to a lot of my brothers, and they was able to get through it. But what about the other brothers who weren't able to get through it? You know what I mean? So like that's why I want Man Thoughts to be is that safe place where we can sit down and we can have those uncomfortable conversations. You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
So we can speak on those matters, and then we can build with each other and help each other, and we can heal as men. You know what I mean? Nothing soft
Mm-hmm.
about that shit. It's just real men doing real shit. You know what
Right.
I mean? Enlightening and educating ourselves so that we can educate the youth coming up behind us, so they could
Absolutely.
be better men than we were. So like, just, I mean,
So
I don't know where this gonna go. I don't know how many people it's gonna help. If even if it helps one person, That's all I'm really looking for. You know what I
right.
mean? Just take somebody out of that dark space that I was in. You know what I mean? And just reach out and give them. You know what I mean? A fucking open ear. So stay tuned. You know what I
Man
mean? June
thoughts.
15th, Man Thoughts is dropping. You know what I mean? We're gonna be focused on men's mental health. You know what I mean? You can check me out on YouTube. Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
If you could leave the viewers with one final thought for Mental Health Awareness Month, what would it be?
For you to be who you want to be, for you to be you, unapologetically you. Don't be who they want you to be. Don't be what society says who you should be. Don't be what your culture says you should be. Be who you want to be. You know what I mean? That's
Absolutely.
how you are ever going to thrive and not break yourself mentally. It's to be authentic with yourself. So be you. You know what I mean? You can't go wrong by being you. You know what I mean?
Y'all know
Best
I
version of you.
always say the best project you can work on is you. So make sure y'all go to the YouTube on June 15th and catch the dropping of Men Thoughts podcast. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the EYC project. And thank y'all for tuning in.
Peace, y'all.